All right, everyone, let's go check out these brand spanking new, super expensive premium summer uniforms. Ooh, Emma Frost is doing some little waves and she's got some nice skills going. You know, it's not bad looking, it's pretty decent. Wait, what the fuck was up with her legs when she first came out? Are you fucking serious? Brand spanking new characters, and that's how you release them. Okay, let's go with Shala Ball. Yeah, guys, Shala Ball. The shiny thoughts have come to Marvel Future Fight with no iframes. Absolutely sensational. She reminds me of Gore. This is 2025, and they are releasing premium garbage in 2025. They're okay selling tunes that are middle of the park garbage. Let's go through the journey of my testing, right? I can't by myself kill Null with Emma. I have to have help against Agent Venom. I understand, like, you're a level 70. But come on. Are you serious? First of all, Charm is an overpowered mechanic because if debuff removal isn't triggered, you could charm the opponent and trap them before they get debuff removal. The problem is, Emma Frost has charm on one skill and she has 0% ignore dodge. 0. So she's fucking hitting the air 20% of the time, and all of a sudden, Sentry and Null are acting like they have 25% guaranteed fucking dodge when they don't. Yeah, guys, Emma Frost just killed supports with a mighty authority. So after I spend the $30, I have to go and swap her CTP immediately because it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. I already knew she was going to be designed for Conquest because they continued with this outdated mechanic garbage where they have decreased damage received that's applied through a skill instead of natively. When have we had a character that works with this? When have we had a character that's even had this in the past year or year and a half? There haven't been any. So Emma Frost is released with 0 native decreased damage received. So she's getting hit like Quicksilver gets hit, and she has no dodge. 0 dodge. So you have a mid-tune who's also a liability in timeline battle. I cannot use her in timeline battle. I have to baby her like I baby all the other submeta, like Quicksilver, like Hulk, like Spider-Man. Why? She deserves to be meta. She's $30. Legit. Now, if I didn't do my crazy methods of whatever, I would never get the best out of this tune. But I've already seemed to have done so. And I'm going to keep her at 80. And that's it. This is a disclaimer label to y'all. She is bad in a third of PvP. She's bad. Now, in Otherworld Battle and Team Battle Arena, she's okay. This is where I decided to put greed on her, and then I got a better performance out of her because she needs ignore dodge. On top of that, she gets proper reflect damage too, which I'll try to showcase to you if I even can. What's good is that she's a debuff master. What's terrible is that her DPS is not good enough. So they're forcing you to get her tier 4, right? Even if people tier 4 the tune and put a Brilliant Conquest on them, that's not going to make them good enough either. Especially Reflect tunes. People thought that her incapacitation immunity meant that she was going to be immune to remove all buffs. That is not true at all. Incapacitation is a debuff that removes all buffs. Removes all buffs, it's itself. Adam has this. Spider-Man has this. Quicksilver has this. These tunes are going to be instant counters to her and instant deaths for her almost all the time. But that's the type of reflect I want, by the way. And I could only get that with DPS. I can't get that with authority or conquest. So that's why me finding an alternative and showing you guys is super important, because you guys were really going to put conquest on this tune. This tune does not deserve conquest by any means at all. She is a support DPS for your meta for crowd control. That's what she does. She needs a lot to be fixed. Number 1, she needs charm on her 4th skill and her 5th skill, so she's a debuff master properly, and she could actually trap null forever with those skills, just like that. The problem is, I had to debuff null first. I don't want to do that. That's too much work. Imagine if she could kill null on manual very easily, consistently. It'd be a little cheat code, a fun little cheat code you could use. I think it would be great. Now, as of right now, she's a liability because she has charm on one skill that misses the target. So as soon as charm gets off of the target, you're open for a one-shot and getting all of your buffs removed. So that's what she needs. Charm. Number 2, she probably needs super guard break immunity. I would probably put super guard break immunity on the tune. Number 3, she needs, that was pretty nice. She needs decreased damage received natively. She needs 50% decreased damage received, which is generous, and it should be more. And then she needs an extra 40% decreased damage received from the skill. This way, she could actually properly use Conquest without getting one shot anyway. And she needs at least 20% ignore dodge. You just gotta give her flat ignore dodge. Because if she's missing the target, she's going to be inconsistent and shit. By the way, my level 70 Emma killed a tier 4 with Artifact Shala. Now, here is where she shines the most. And she's very lucky because this week is full of debuff tunes. Hulk, Thanos, Black Widow, Spider-Man, whatever. Quicksilver. No, I think they're banned too. Cersei, the Warriors of the Sky. So Emma Frost is coming in and reflecting the board. And also doing major DPS to the board with Greed. This is good. This is where the value of the tune lies. And it's really sad because you release PvP tunes and they work in a fraction of PvP itself. So I'm starting to think you're building characters more and more geared for a certain game mode or certain game modes and maybe you're going to remove another. But by removing Timeline Battle, for example, you're removing a crystal acquisition, which is really bad, in my opinion. And making characters for just Otherworld Battle, AC, and Team Battle Arena, it's just poor. Any kind of sub meta that's built for these game modes, people consider poor. People consider meta if you're killing Sentry and Null in Timeline Battle. If you're killing Sentry and Null in Timeline Battle, you're meta. Can't say that about Emma. People thought that she was going to be a direct killer, and once again, she is getting killed by Reed Richards. Legit. She's good in some cases, but not in all cases. She is legit getting killed by Reed Richards. It's actually hilarious. Really, really funny. Like, I was just roasting the Fantastic Four about how they're not worth it, and they just killed a $30 character twice while I was trying to test Emma's placement. You can only put her last, it looks like. If you put her first, she could die in one hit. If you put her in the middle, she does die in one hit. How many limitations do you want to put on a $30 character? She is legit on par with the toons that she is fighting right now. Doctor Doom, Rachel Summers, the Warriors of the Sky. You know, these toons are already like 2 years old, some of them. And that's who Emma Frost could kill. Like in AC. I don't trust her to kill anyone else. Unless she's paired with like Sentry. Or Null. You know? It's really, really sad. Because it seems like the developers think that the Warriors of the Sky are still meta. They're not meta. Okay? You can't make characters in 2025 in PvP that are on par with Punisher, Elektra, and Black Widow. You just can't do that. You're going to spark outrage, especially with the amount of money and crystals these characters cost. It's really infuriating. And the tactic is they're going to fix these characters in 6 weeks when the sales are over. So people get them on sale quickly in high hopes that their favorite characters are good, and they're not. So you need a lot to fix them. A lot. I would say it's almost like too much. And don't get your hopes high either. I mean, I take Emma into Team Battle Arena. With other teams outside of Sentry Null, she just does not do well. Like, I can't rely on her to kill meta properly by herself. I can't even rely on her to help me kill meta with my own meta. So I have to be very, very careful about who I choose. This is why tactics are important. Because if you get a $30 fucking character and you're confused as shit about what to do with her, what ends up happening is that she just ends up collecting dust. You don't want $30 characters collecting dust. You just don't. That leaves like a part of your soul that's like you can't get rid of. You know what I mean? And it's like I can't pair her with anyone properly. I paired her with Wolverine. I paired her with like Adam. Adam was okay. I paired her with Null. Wasn't good enough. She could kill combats. She'll die to Warlock. I mean, that's like the equivalent of what Sue could do. Sue doesn't have a revive and doesn't have ignore iframe. I'd arguably say that she's doing better than both of them, because on a team, she could make another toon meta, and if you put her in a corner, she could survive and she can trap opponents in charm that sticks and keeps hitting the opponent. And giving her her passive giving debuff removal to all allies, right? That's a great support. Emma is not a support. Shala Ball is a support. But Shala Ball is worse than Sue. Because Shala Ball has an ignore iframe that's not an iframe. And she has 2 iframes. 2! Silver Surfer can go Mach 5 and she has 2 iframes. That third skill that she displayed here is good, but she has a massive problem. Her problem, I mean, she basically got killed by Jean there. Her problem is that her fit skill is easily avoidable. It has no super guard break. It has ignore iframe, but she's not like Adam Warlock where she could use an ignore iframe, or he could use an ignore iframe, and then the next skill that he uses is also an ignore iframe. That would make Shala Ball a good character. But she doesn't have that. On top of that, Emma's third skill isn't cancelable, and neither is Shala Ball's fit skill. Her fit skill is not cancelable. So even if you wanted to try to kind of trap the opponent and then use the third skill so you don't get hit, that's not possible either. So she needs Brilliant Conquest, and she's almost getting killed by a support tier 3 Deadpool, and she's getting wrecked by Spider-Man. Like, I killed her multiple times with Spider-Man. I killed her with Jean. I killed her with Wolverine. I've killed her with Quicksilver. With Null, it's not even a challenge. With Sentry, it's not even a challenge. Right? Because this is the only way I'm going to properly test Shala. I have her at 60 right now. I still take her into some fights, but this is what I expect. I expect to have somebody with tier 4 with a full build on her with an artifact. And I expected her with an artifact to be pretty good, but this ain't it. Like, if you're releasing a character that's 6,600 crystals and she performs like that, getting killed by Spider-Man twice, like I'm fighting Gore. I'm not fighting Gore. I'm fighting a brand new character. It's really sad. Like, I knew these toons were not worth it. And I'm making this video to make the best out of these toons. And I literally can't. Like, Emma, I could. But Shala, I can't. I think that this toon is actually pretty useless. She would be more useful to me if she was level 80, maybe. But I also need her her artifact. She's super artifact reliant. On top of that, her leadership is garbage. I don't know why they said, oh, let's balance the character by giving her no iframes and making her leadership pure garbage. I mean, hell, I keep referencing Debuff Master. She's not even a Debuff Master. Emma is a Debuff Master. Like, when I compare Emma with Shala, Emma, I actually see the potential in, and I'm glad that I found an alternative for her. Shala, I have no alternative, because I'm not giving her a Mighty Conquest. That's for sure. I have to get her artifact somehow, which I'm definitely not, like, jumping up and down to freaking get at all. I have to probably put her with Colossus. And she's not going to make a team better. Like, I can't center a team around her. So, I can put her in Otherworld Battle. Okay, that's pretty decent. Maybe I can start with her so she can activate her 5th skill. Fine. In TBA, she's expensive. She's cost 35 points. Where could she be put? She can't be put with Sentry and Null. She can't be put with Logan because 12 seconds of debuff removal is not enough. She would have been better with 20. She needs 20 seconds of debuff removal. Right? So that's not enough. She could be paired with Adam, but if you stick her with Adam, you have to pair a support. You can't really pair with another meta after that. So she has to be really strong for you to do that. And she's not. She doesn't reflect enough. She doesn't do enough DPS. She's getting killed by all kinds of different characters. And my characters have DPS, like energy. I only have 2 or 3 characters that have conquest. So, like, I struggled a very, very little bit. Very little. And nobody's going to put Charlotte Ball with support anyway, because Agent Venom is the best support for Null, and that's what everybody uses. If you put her with Colossus, may make a small difference, but after debuff removal, she's basically useless. She got killed twice, I believe, by a toon with no iframes. I want you to understand this. Hulk beat her twice and didn't even put a scratch on him. Do you know how embarrassing that is? I can't even put Shala above Hulk. I can't. Because Shala offers me nothing. She'll die in 1 second. She will not activate debuff removal. And she will die again. She is useless. I literally do not want to swap my Mighty Conquest Hulk to give it to her. She deserves a Transcendence, and that's what I'm going to keep on her, because she is a troll toon. She's a troll toon. She did well here against the Wolverine Ghost Rider with no debuff removal. Paired with Adam, she gets clapped by the Fantastic Four in like 1 hit. No iframes. Sue, with no revive, would have lasted longer. And Sue costs way less. It's unbelievable, guys. I mean, I did what I can with these characters. Like, this is my Shala at level 60. I barely killed a Silver Surfer. I couldn't kill a Null with no support. I had no chance of killing that Null. None. And that's really, really sad. Because a Null with no Agent Venom is not that good. So she couldn't kill that Null. It took me like 10 tries to kill Wolverine. Yeah, she's level 60. Bro, I'm going to show you a character that was an absolute Chad at level 60. And it was about the same cost. And I could still use him to this day if I want to. And he has a PvE CTP. And he could kill every one of these toons in the same match if I want to, because he's just built properly. His name is Strife, and he's a GBR killer, and he could kill Silver Surfer in one skill at level 70. Then I can go and get null to 1% and then debuff trap him for the rest of the fight. And then, if I want to, I can one-shot Logan right after. So, that is the point that I'm trying to prove here. If they don't fix these characters in a week, don't invest in them. They are a mediocre scam. Stay far away. You see who they're fighting? The Warriors of the Sky. These are the equivalents. That's the only freaking matchup that they are good for. And this is 2025, people. I really hope that you guys get the buffs for these two characters that they so rightly deserved. Hope you enjoyed this, guys. Tune into the next one.